Morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? I'm Bells. 6:45 in the morning, West Coast time. It is the 24th of July, 2024. Oh, we're coming close to August, aren't we? There's a zombie out here. We were 10 zeros in California, moaning and groaning as usual because my back is killing me this morning. I gotta give me a new mattress. Damn thing's killing me. My body's killing me. What else is new? Shout out to the Buckwheat and shout out to the artist in recovery. Morning, Daryl. He says I'm alive and awake yet. And here, actually. I threw that on the neighbor just to see his reaction. Throws him off every single time. He doesn't know how to handle that kind of question. No, because I do know to some of the neighbors over here, and they take it as a joke and they laugh with it. This guy's got a very limited sense of humor. He's had to dig deep in this guy. Oh well, that's neighbors for you. So, one of you guys was asking what the apps was. So much that's being pumped out, but a lot of stuff happening with politics. Ugh. Upset stomach this morning for that one, that's for damn sure. And if that wasn't bad enough, we still got the fire situations popping up left and right. Most of the majors are already taken care of, but we still got a few left. As far as I'm understanding, the rest of the West is burning up as well. Not just temperatures wise, but there's also fires happening left and right. And I had to make a reiteration on how much I hate fireworks. Every time I kept seeing those videos concerning about it, it just pissed me off. And then about the reports about a guy with a fireworks starting up the whole shit. That really pissed me off on that one. Of course, we got the acreage down to a zero. The damage had already been done. So yeah, I got a problem with it. I had a problem with it around July 4th, especially when my property was about to be burned down by some assholes. And I got videos on that one there too. Things to talk about with my therapist again when I get to see her next week online. I've been looking at some of the videos and trying to get information from USGS. Not quite yet. A hydrothermal huh? Hydrothermal vent. Nobody expected the thing to be building up pressure, but it should have been building up pressure. And if it was building up pressure, why didn't the USGS in the park looked at the damn readings on the ground? Didn't we have seismometers out there? Didn't we have recordings of the thing was building up? Or was this just a quick event of pressure building up underneath the ground before it goes boom or spew? And it did. It spewed. I mean, holy moly. Holy crap. That's a lot of pressure underneath the ground, and it would have been capturing someone's attention on the seismographs. It's like USGS may have had their screwed up on their coffee or something like that, but they missed that one. The thing what concerns people these days is we're trying to get more and more in tune with geology, geography, and meteorology, climatology. Nice lovely ologies out there. Came across one particular posting, I think ABC News did something about it, that there's flowers in Antarctica. That's scary. It's not supposed to be plant life out there. It's supposed to be snow, permafrost, rocks, continent, icebergs. We really do have climate change happening. Maybe Earth is understanding and feeling this pressure, and that's why we got more of the geologic activity going on. Some of the other volcanoes are doubling up. Hawaii's starting to build up. Um, they're worried about activity happening in Yellowstone, and I don't blame them for that one. You know, several years ago, somebody actually did a story on National Geographic's channel, and my brother and I were watching this thing, and it was about when Yellowstone goes up, we would see the reactions of it. It's not just dealing with um, like Mount St. Helens blowing up. No, this is like territory blowing up with a hell of a lot of steam, ashfall, and rock going up in the air. Mostly ash. And how the ash was covering North America. Canada was getting it. Canada was pissed off, and they were trying to get into U.S. territory to get down the lower half. And the lower half of the countries would have been South America, Central and South America. Mexico was getting overrun in this story. I can't keep distracted on this one. And Mexico didn't want anybody coming through the border. Had to take a lot of political clout to do this until that volcano subsided and the ashes started settling out. People in the United States were going to be overrunning that particular border of the South, and so would Canada. And settle out. Geopolitical nature would be scary as hell during that time. People trying to get through the damn thing wouldn't know how to get through it without having air filters and a mask. And constant filters. And the problem is, it'll take them weeks to get from one end to another end. People will be taking boats off the coastlines trying to get the hell out of there. You know what I kept thinking about in the scenario? They didn't consider about, the rich would probably do it, are very desperate, would climb on board ships, live on them for a long while as they're trying to get out of their area. Small ships to large ships, anything that would float them out of the areas from the harbors. But it's the people moving downwards that would be a problem. But then it's the air currents that you would have to worry about because if there was if there was a good storm systems moving through, or the atmospheric pressures, it'd blow that sucker clear across the globe. We'd have an ice age, hopefully. Maybe cool down the earth a bit. But the air quality would really suck. You think I'd be going through enough of the pads I've got here, or the masks? Holy moly. I hate to sound conspiracy theory, and I'm not trying to sound conspiracy theory. I'm sounding like something of a geologic nightmare for me. It's bad enough I hate quakes. This one would be a geologic nightmare in a air quality disaster zone for any management districts who are trying to keep regulation on how we're supposed to be breathing. We have that much ton of ash fall in the sky. Particles of the ash heading into the lungs and not coming up because it turned quicksand. No, not quicksand, cement. Cement in the lungs. Every time you kept seeing some of the scientists out with the USGS trying to get samples or stuff like that from active regions we have, especially Hawaii, you ever notice that they wore respirators? If there wasn't enough gas in the area, fine, but if there was hot gas and hot ash, there's a lot more than people understand about when you have that much rock going through the air. Some of it's so fine that you need special filters, worse than the ones than we don't. I have. I mean, worse than the carbon filters. Hopefully, to keep out the damn rocks. It's bad enough smelling the damn asphalt out here. So often when you get fresh or old fires happening out there, that just freaks me out. I got to start grabbing a mask outside just to breathe a little bit. But no, the air filter has got to be more finer than that. My geology professor, a long time ago, back I was still going to AV college. I still am. I was seeing this. I was seeing the asphalt. It was scaring me. She was talking about volcanic glass. People are scratching their head in the classroom, and I'm thinking to myself, you got to be shitting me. If we got enough fire ash in the sky to deal with, now we got rock ash to deal with, and that was even worse than fire ash. Once that stuff hits the lungs, you talk about worse breathing issues. It's like dealing with 9/11 situation back in New York, or worse than that. Do you ever see the videos or the pictures concerning about 9/11 in, back in New York when the towers fell? There was a lot of people out there trying to help out and breathing in the stuff. Later on, years later, more health issues. Gas, asphalt, uh, construction material in the air, solidifying and making their breathing a lot worse than they ever realized. That's why they had certain syndromes declared after them, because it was so dangerous to deal with. People didn't realize this. That's why some of the people out there were having masks over their face, over their mouths, over their nose, and not to mention under their eyes. Imagine tons of that stuff in the air. You're walking and crawling around through that damn shit. When they showed that show, and I wish I could find it again, that would tell you, I'll probably give you a Hollywood image of it, of what that would be. And that would be scary as hell. So yeah, I got a thing against air pollution, especially if it's going to be screwing around with my damn lungs. It's one thing if nature gets pissed off, but it's another thing if man gets screwed up with the damn asphalt. I mean, that just... I'm watching traffic go by. Must have waited for commercials on the other laptop. Just watching the streaming stuff. When the asphalt gets to a certain level outside, we get a red sky, sun coming up. Some people think it's pretty. Me, I think it's scary as hell. That's a lot of particulate in there. I'd gotten more and more concerned about my own breathing health issues at this point for the past 3 decades, 3 or 4. You try vapor locking in the middle of the night and then have to go to the doctor hours later just to see what the hell was going on. They should have just put me to the damn hospital, but my family didn't. They should have just got me to the hospital to see what the hell was going on, get me tested over there. My primary care at the time sent me over to an allergist, and they tested me, and they said, yeah, you got an acute adult asthma. I never had asthma in my life. What the hell are you talking about? I lived in a smoky environment for a hell of a long while, not to mention full of allergens, antigens, and God knows what else going on in the air. It was only a matter of time before I realized my lungs are screwed up and I really have to focus on my breathing. really have to focus on inhalers and immunology, getting my arms stabbed so I could get used to breathing. Certain allergens out there would cause an allergy flare up in me. And if I didn't have it under control, I definitely would have been flaring up. Only problem is, they said I was allergic to cats, and I'm allergic to dogs. But I'm not allergic to dogs. I've had dogs all my life since I was a young kid. So there should not have been an allergy situation on that one. Unless my body had built up to a point where I couldn't deal with that. Cats, on the other hand, infrequently. So I don't know why my body was reacting like crazy. I was living in the San Fernando Valley at the time. And when I scared my family with that breathing shit, oh boy. Then I had to sleep with a inhaler, just in case. Deal with immunotherapy shots. And then they discovered down the road I get sleep apnea because I snore. Get tested for that one. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. Hang on. Breaking news for CNN. Let's see what's going on this morning. Morning, dude. What's going on? FBI's got to get grilled this time. Okay, we got Ray up. Here we go. Of course, this all Jackson. I got two channels up right now. I got CNN and I got C-SPAN. Oof. Oh. Oh, it's going to be a 3 or 4 hours of this. I am going to put the headset down a little bit here, or actually, well, I'll start up another video. It's going to be better. It's getting good today.